Lord, people have opinions.
What I love was the comments of that we were fat and old.
Again, a couple of my choice favorites was there was a collection of them that were like, why are these white guys talking about Latinos?
His first name was Yomichel.
Yo, Michael.
Yomichel. And somebody in the comments was like, oh no, not the Cuban being named after George Michael. Yomichel is George Michael. With a Y, of course.
Wonderful.
With a Y.
Oh, well, I mean, what else? Are there any other letters in Cuba?
No. The question is, if we were to do a Mount Rushmore of the best athletes throughout the professional sports in Miami of all time, who would be on your Mount Rushmore? 4 of them. Esta musiquita. Do you know what esta musiquita is?
Muzak?
Yacht Rock. Yeah. Let's go back to a few weeks ago.
This is the Yacht Rock
This is
conversation
Yacht Rock.
revisited.
This is Yacht Rock.
Yes.
Next week, we should start off with Boteria Rock, as you coined.
Yes, boteria. Yes.
Coined right here, pero let me tell
Well,
you.
that's what we do. We coin things and then we get dragged for it on Instagram.
Welcome to episode 398.
That sounds right.
Is it 398? Okay, we're 2 weeks away from 400. 400 and we still don't know what we're doing.
Don't know what we're doing.
Maybe we're going to have a surprise party.
Maybe we'll just jump out of an airplane into a cake.
Okay. The surprise is I have less hair today.
Yes, I almost didn't recognize
Mira, me
you.
raspé.
No, te rasparon. Look at you. See, I can't do that for fear that it will not come back.
Oh, well. I mean, not everybody has my genes, baby. Actually, it will come back because when you shave your hair.
I think that's an old wives' tale.
No, it's not that it grows. No, so here's the thing. I've studied this. You know how I am about my hair.
Yes.
When you shave it, I am the Cuban John Stamos.
You really are.
When it comes down to the hair.
Yes.
Yeah. When you shave it, it's not that more grows back. It's that hair, as it grows, the ends sort of break off a little bit.
Okay.
And become split. That's what essentially splits ends are. So when you shave it and it starts growing back, it temporarily gives the illusion of like your hair being thicker because it's cut off.
Shorter.
So what's coming out is like a cut off.
Is the thicker part of the follicle.
So it will grow back.
Let's not chance it.
Okay, well.
You know, I've made it to this finish line, and listen, as we all know, I have more hair than we have both thought I would at this age.
Honestly, whatever. We're not going to get into that conversation.
Listen, I'm fine. I own it.
It's not about you owning it or not. It's just
okay.
that has such, especially you have pattern baldness.
Oh, I do.
You're not like un bald como un coco. You would have just taken a little Rogaine when you were younger, and it would have been a whole different story. But you chose to be you and natural.
Yes, you know. That's just me. I'm natural.
So
maybe one day I'll just take a trip to Turkey and come back and I'll tell you.
I just want to say something before we get it because I wasn't here last week. And thank you to Adrian /Domino /Panolo for being here. I am a little bit upset I was not part of the pimple popping conversation.
The chiropractic conversation.
Yes, because that is up my alley. Remember, I've always been into that.
Yes.
And I used to think I was a freak. But then when I started finding Dr. Pimple Popper on YouTube, I'm like, okay, this has 10 million views. I'm not
It's
the
not
only
you.
I'm not the only weird person.
No.
But one of the things I actually wanted to bring up was from our little video from 2 weeks ago about Mario Lopez.
Well, I want to get into that.
Oh, you want to? Because I'm like, I didn't know people had so many opinions about this.
I want to get into that. So before we get into that, let's go to Junior Corner.
That's going to be a topic of conversation.
Yes, let's go to Junior Corner.
Let's go for it.
Yes. Because I do want to address the celebrity in the room.
Yes.
Junior, are you ready? And go.
Another incredible weekend of Muerto de Risa, and this time it was closing weekend of Muerto de Risa, el último show de ABBA de Guedes, and it was an incredible 5 shows. Gabe Bonilla, thank you again for looking out. Saturday, closing night on Sunday was an emotional roller coaster, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you, Hector, Robbie, Nelson, and everyone a part of the project. So grateful for it. Past the 25 seconds.
Doesn't matter.
Screw it because it was closing weekend and just extremely grateful for that opportunity. So yeah, great times and major shout out to the cast, the crew, everyone that worked on it. We became a family and it takes a village and we got the damn thing done.
You sure as hell did,
very
man.
grateful for it.
Yeah, and look, I like I said, I saw you perform. You were absolutely fantastic. You killed it. The entire cast, the entire show was phenomenal. It was one of the best, I think, memories I'll probably have with my mom. Just because she went with me and she was having a ball. And so Junior, what's next? Like when's the spinoff? When's the one-man show or the two-man show? Bring Randy.
I don't know, but I believe we are going to be working on another Random Fun Time and bringing back that series and also involving other people to play with us as well. So be on the lookout. Some of the prior guest of Pero Let Me Tell You, maybe a Chef Brad. Maybe
is it going to be Boris Sanchez?
Maybe a pair of nuts. Maybe
are you going to do like
a Boris Sanchez?
Are you going to do an all news cast? Boris Sanchez.
I
Louis
thought you were going to say
Milky
something
Snare.
else when you said all. I was like, what?
Oh, all news.
I was like,
news,
this is
news.
not that type of
Yes.
show.
No.
This family friendly fun.
Yes.
Our own Random Fun Time daily news type of anchors and everything. Lucy Lopez. We might involve, all of them and have a big Random Fun Time show. But
I say do it.
We want to be working on something. Randy and I are definitely going to be working on some projects together. So yeah. Looking forward to all things, and then all things that come from all the creatives here at Cultura, because they're behind this project. So big things still happening there. So looking forward to that.
Well, I know you're junior, so you're gonna always give credit to everybody and well deserved. But you, sir, you work hard. You for everything that you achieved and seeing you live out your dream in that sense of being on a stage and being able to be funny. You earned it. You deserve it, and do not stop. That is my only thing I'm gonna say. Please, for the sake of the entertainment world in Miami, do not stop, because they could use you. So.
No,
Junior.
Thank you. I'm not stopping. I feel like I paused.
You need a break. You have the sciatica.
When I got started before. Now I definitely need to rest. But this was a new seed that was planted for sure in this journey, in this career, and I'm very excited. So yeah, definitely not stopping. And don't stop believing, brother. Like
I was going to say, can't stop, we won't stop.
I was say never stop, never stopping.
Never. Can't stop, won't stop.
So I apologize. I did not go see Junior this time. I blame my parents.
Really?
I do.
You blame your parents.
I blame my parents.
They brought you into this world and you're going to blame them.
I am, and I have a parent story in a bit, which was today. And when all of this was happening, I'm like, I am totally... Well, when you called me earlier today,
called me,
I was like, I can't...
We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it, yeah.
But I kept telling my parents, oye, mira, que hacemos el podcast, están haciendo... My parents came to...
That's right. They went to Walls.
Sí,
las
paredes tienen...
Las paredes
oyen. They went to it and they loved it because my father loves theater. And I told him, mira, ellos están haciendo ahora Álvarez Gede. And he's like, I really want to go. Pero every weekend was something. No, porque tenemos que ir a casa de Nidia. No, porque tenemos que ir a... And I was like, okay, we'll go next week. And then maybe I was busy next week.
Right.
And it was always something. So July came and went, y no fuimos.
And here we are.
And I didn't get to support Junior.
You didn't.
Because I wanted to go support Junior.
But I think he knows you were there in spirit.
Yeah. So
every time you drove by Tropical Park.
I love you, Junior.
I love you. I love you for free. And you came to Random Fun Time.
I did
at Las Culturas. So
I did, and
I have supported.
I went to go see you when I was a hermit.
That's true.
Through my hermit era.
That's true. That was when he had retreated from society. Yes.
I mean, I wasn't even coming here.
No. That was the only time he came to the studio.
Yeah.
Wasn't even to record.
Wasn't even coming here. So
thank you. Love you for free, both of you.
Yeah, likewise. So, well, speaking of the the antithesis of hermits, which is the comment section of our Mario Lopez post.
Yeah.
Because Lord, people have opinions.
What I love was the comments of that we were fat and old.
Wait, somebody called me fat
and old. Well, it was maybe I was the fat one and you were the old one.
Okay, fair. We please clarify next time. Okay, that's all I ask. So we know how to direct our ire.
But I was like, Okay, sure.
My favorites, and there was a couple of choice favorites.
Well, let's go back.
Quick recap.
We did a reel a few weeks ago about something that we had here on the app. It was 2 weeks ago, right?
It was 2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks ago, where we were saying that I thought that Mario Lopez was a little whitewashed,
right?
And obviously, I understand that. In most things we talk about on the show,
that's kind of a triggering term,
when we make a reel, it's a condensed version of that.
You can tell it's edited.
It's edited.
Yeah.
And I understand that, people are going to be like, well, yes, it's edited, but that's what you said. But sometimes you need the whole context. But I also understand that that is what we're putting out there.
And we're doing it on purpose.
So I get it. But all I said was that he was a little whitewashed, which I still believe he is. I don't think it was done in a malicious way or like, again, Mario Lopez started his career at a very different time. Right? That's all I meant by that, Oh,
and for the record, Mario Lopez or whoever's, I say Mario Lopez, we don't know if it's him or someone he has on his social media, commented with a laughing emoji.
And they liked the video.
They commented with a laughing emoji. And then when I saw the comment, I said, and AC Slater has entered the chat. Bienvenido. They liked that comment as well.
Too. Right. So, and we weren't trashing him. We weren't. We have no reason to.
No.
We didn't make it political at all. That was not even something I thought about.
Yeah.
It was just saying that, at the beginning of his career, they never talked about his ethnicity.
Right.
Never.
Right.
In any roles. In any roles. It's kind of what I tell you. It's the same with this guy with Jay Hernandez.
Right.
Jay Hernandez has done a bunch of roles where they never talk about his ethnicity.
He played Magnum.
I remember when he played Magnum, they were like the first Latino Magnum. And I'm like, really?
But that's not a thing, right?
Because that's not a thing, because that doesn't come up in the show at all.
Right.
So that's more what we were talking about. Right. And I thought it was very clear, but apparently it wasn't.
No.
All I know is that there were the people that were like, F Mario Lopez, and then the people that were like, F us, and then there were the people that were like, what are you talking? He's been Chicano since day one. So I was like, I don't even know.
My favorites, again, a couple of my choice favorites was there was a collection of them that were like, why are these white guys talking about Latinos? And it's like, well, if only there was a clue as to our ethnicity with the name of the show and the fact that it says Cuban Americans in the profile.
Oh, but I was responding to that.
I know. Then another one of my favorites was someone who was like, oh, I didn't know he was Mexican. I thought he was Nicaraguan. So I'm like, okay, sure. And then another one of my favorites was we literally
Italian. Some people
Italian. But we literally end the clip, okay? Because I purposely, you want to end it on something that kind of is either a button or kind of funny or whatever. I purposely end it where we're like, and he got deported in the Golden Girls, blah, blah. And then somebody left a comment proceeding to be like, yes, and did you know he was in an episode of the Golden Girls where he played an illegal, I'm like, that's literally how the reel ends. Like, how far did you get before you decided to comment?
That's when those analytics on Instagram tell you what the average viewing time of a reel is, and it's usually never the whole reel. That is why.
That's that person.
That's that person. Because you say something, you don't get to the end of the whole minute reel.
Right. Heaven forbid, 60 seconds.
Minute 22, on second 22, you're like, I got to say what I got to say. I have a hot take.
Yeah.
Never mind the other 40 seconds of the reel.
Let it fly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm like, my God. Again, you never know what's gonna. But who knew people were so opinionated about Mario Lopez? Ethnicity or lack thereof.
And I will say, I again, you said whitewash, but I will say I think that a better and. We said this before, like when people are like on live TV, sometimes you're saying things and you're like, oh, maybe it was a different word or whatever. Some people said like, it's code switching, which I actually think is probably a better way of saying it. So, we got some people who were like, it's not whitewash, he code switches and this and that. But my favorite, and
you know what though? Another thing is,
and I want to bring this up.
Another thing is that a lot of times, which probably was the case for him, you had to, especially in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? Unless they were casting for a specific Latino show to make him more profitable or more hireable, he had to be sort of, generic. Like, maybe ethnic, maybe not.
He's Italian.
Maybe he's
he's Hawaiian. Maybe
that's like what I would always, we said it here a million times.
Like the scene in Glitter.
What?
what's the scene where they're talking about her ethnicity? Where they're just like,
are you black? Are you white? No, you're exotic.
Yeah, exactly.
We've said this a million times here. You know, when you're Latino and you don't look like a certain stereotype or demographic.
This gentleman here.
Sofia Vergara is blonde, and she had to dye her hair black so she could get Latina roles. And who is more Latina than Sofia Vergara?
I mean, she opens her mouth.
Un chorizo is not, more Latino.
She opens her mouth and un pan de bono falls out. Like, I mean,
rico.
I know.
Pan de bono.
And a pan de bono from Sofia Vergara is probably even better. Yeah.
Sofia Vergara pops out great pan de bonos. But anyway, where you
Very fluffy.
moist
Pan de bonos from Sofia. Actually, wait, at Sophie Wine and Food Festival, her empanadas were fantastic.
They were.
They really were
actually.
good.
They
really
weren't gimmicky. They were
good. They were very authentic. So,
Good ingredients.
Yeah. So one of the things that everybody kept calling us out on is when you said, or I said, I don't know who said it, he's first gen, right? And they're like, no, he's not. He's second gen. And okay, so let me take a step back. We understand that technically he is second gen, right?
Right.
On paper. I have worked multicultural media my entire life. I have a huge problem with that definition. So I actually went and I asked, I Googled, I'm like, why is the definition, this is literally what I asked, why is the definition of first generation Hispanic incorrect? Because I think it's incorrect. So it says, definition of first generation Hispanic is considered incorrect or problematic by sociologists and demographers because it conflates immigration status with ethnicity. So in standard demographic terms, a first generation immigrant refers to someone who was born outside the US and immigrated here. However, in broader terms, the first generation to grow up as Hispanic in America usually refers to US born children. So technically, it's a person born in like Mexico is a foreign born or first generation immigrant, but their kid is a second generation immigrant, but they're technically first
generation. That is how I know it.
Right. They're technically first gen. The problem is,
like, to me, you're first gen. I'm
right.
0.5.
You're 0.75 maybe,
I'm not full because I was born in Cuba.
Right. But you came when you were like 9 months old. So, at this point, you qualify.
Un año y medio.
Really? I thought you were younger. Okay. So maybe it is 0.5.
You're like
maybe it is 0.5.
Wet toe, dry foot.
Exactly. Wet diaper in that case. But so that's why many times you and I specifically will always say first gen because and you even made this point when we were talking about it after the post, okay, so then your parents who got here in their 30s
are first generation
American.
Because my dad loves Yankee Doodle.
I mean, your mother just dances the pony all day long. They do the twist. It's they're so American.
But she does love Boney M. But they're not even American.
Not even American.
Yeah.
No. So see, that's where the fly in the ointment.
What is it about Boney M and all our parents?
Are your parents into Boney M
yes,
too?
that's where
my
Junior.
Mine
that's
are
where
not.
I
My mother maybe,
discovered
but
it from.
okay. We've told the story, but we
gotta tell this story again.
Yes,
and I have video footage of this.
Rasputin and Daddy Cool. Yes, bro. Oye,
Escucha esto.
this is my like ABBA de Guedes was my childhood. Me cago en el año, no? Yeah, but Boney M, I don't know why.
Escucha esto. You know why? Because they allowed to play Boney M in Cuba. Because remember that there were a lot of singers they didn't allow porque eran Yankee.
No, porque no, pero Boney M no era Yankee.
So, or like the Beatles weren't allowed to play. But Boney M was what?
Swedish? I'm going to look it up. Go tell your story.
So for years, I always would make my mom mix CDs, right? Ay, Darien, ponme unas canciones de George Michael, de Mariah, de Whitney. I would always make her
German.
German?
They were founded in West Germany.
Okay. So my mom for years was like, Darien, hazme un CD de Boney M. And I'm like, ¿de quién? De Boney M. And I'm like, ¿quién es Boney M? She wasn't saying Boney M. She was saying Boney M.
Right, like it was a name.
And she's like, I'm un disco de Boney M. I'm like, who the hell's Boney M? Right?
Yes.
Yes. This went on for years. I'm un disco de Boney M. And my dad, after years, one time a few years ago, I was at my parents' house on a Friday. They heard the whole day.
already started the podcast, so this is not that long ago.
My mom again was, ay, dad, I'm un CD, because I had my computer that day. I'm un CD de Boney M. And my dad's like, ay, sí, mira que las canciones de ella eran bonitas. And I'm like, ¿Cuáles eran las canciones de ella? My dad would, you know.
Right.
And he's like, Rasputin. And I was like, aha. So I looked up Rasputin.
Right.
I'm like, what other song is going to be called Rasputin?
Right.
And then I'm like, Boney M. Oh, okay. So then I literally found their greatest hits on iTunes. I started playing Rasputin. And I was doing one of these, like recording my mom, and all of a sudden, Junior, it was like she was bored again. She hadn't heard that song in like 40 years.
She was 16 again.
And she started dancing. And she knew the words. Yep. She knew the words. And then I put Daddy Cool. I put all of them. And I proceeded to record my mom. And then I sent out a group chain text to everybody to my mom singing Boney M. That should be. No, I was saying we should do a reel with my mom doing that. My mom will kill me.
We can do the reel about this, but not include your mother. Not including your mother.
She loves Boney M. So now she jams constantly to Boney M. So
I need to go to my old computer because I think I actually have footage of myself DJing Boney M and my parents dancing to it in the living room after they requested it. So yes. Same exact thing.
And you know what?
We're all related here.
And with that said, Rasputin slaps.
100%.
That song is great.
And Daddy Cool?
Yeah.
Boney M is a bop, okay? I'm going to say it.
Rasputin,
come on.
lover of the Russian queen. He was a cat that really was cool. Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It was about his...
Well, because he famously was known for having a really big schlong.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know those Russians.
Well, you know, those Russian czars. No, he wasn't a czar. He was a vizier. Yes. That was the end. For the longest time, there was in a like one of those like museum of oddities, somebody had put like a horse schlong and said it was Rasputin's. Why do I know this, ladies and gentlemen? I have no clue.
Rasputin and Rasputin are such different people.
They're very different people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rasputin sounds like something you order at a restaurant for dessert. Mm-hmm. Like, ay, no comas tanto que vas a querer ordenar el Rasputin.
Mm-hmm. With extra sauce.
Yes.
So, in Neri and Roberto's stories of the day.
Now that's the transition we were
right. Here's my parental story of the day, since our listeners love when I give little stories about my parents. So today started with me calling you in the morning.
And then it's great because he calls me and I called you back like maybe 5 minutes later. And he's like, I called you because I needed something, but then I realized it's going to make a great story. So I'll just talk to you later. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
So my father today se operó la catarata.
Oh, that was today.
Hoy era la izquierda, se operó la derecha last week.
Okay.
So my brother took him at like 6 a.m. to Dr. Coral Gables Hospital.
Okay.
And
it was Mount Sinai.
No, Coral Gables. This one was maybe one they did at Mount Sinai and one they did at Coral Gables. I don't know. But it was Coral Gables Hospital. So my brother had to apparently mid-catarata surgery, had to go because there was an emergency at the bank. Something that he needed to go to.
A bank emergency.
So around 9:30, my dad calls me. Ay, mira, me da mucha pena, pero acabo de salir de la operación de la catarata. Y necesito que me recojan. I'm like, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm on my way to my office and I have an auditor coming in half an hour. I can't pick you up. But let me send you an Uber. Ay, mijito, pero ¿por qué tú te vas a gastar dinero? I'm like, just shut up. I'm sending you an Uber.
It's like $20 from their
so
house. So
I sent them an Uber.
Okay.
And I put Coral Gables Hospital, going to my parents' address, and it was perfect. Raul got the call, the thing. I'm like, Raul is Cuban. Raul is going to pick them up, and they're going to have a good old time. Okay. So then, about 10 minutes later, your trip was canceled. I call my father. Oye, ¿por qué te cancelaron el viaje? No, yo no sé. Yo estoy aquí adelante del hospital Coral Gables. And I'm like, pero tú estás en la entrada del hospital. ¿Así en la entrada del hospital? Okay, let me try again.
And your mom wasn't with him?
My mom was with him.
Okay.
Right? I do another one. 10, 15, 20 minutes later, they canceled it. Now this is the second one. Right? I call my dad again. Oye, te estaba supuesto de ir a buscar Manuel en el Corolla rojo. ¿A dónde están ustedes? No, yo no voy aquí ningún Corolla rojo. Yo estoy adelante del Coral Gables Hospital. I'm like, pero how? Like, Coral Gables Hospital is not very big.
This big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, pero como? I order a third one. And the third one gets canceled.
Okay.
And again, I call my father. This was back and forth for like an hour. Este atrás pa'lante. Pero, mijito, yo no sé. Tú me estás mandando todos estos carros a mí. Y yo no he visto ninguno de esos carros. And it just so happened that the 3 cars that canceled were like blue, red, and like green.
Okay.
Like very like, nada. He didn't see any of them. So then that's when I called you, since you live in Coral Gables,
okay.
that I was going to be like, oh yeah, I
Just
hate
go
to bother
them,
you,
yeah.
but can you pick them up? Because I really could not pick them up. I literally had an auditor in my office. And that's why I called you.
Okay. I was at the office, but
That's
I mean,
why
I could have gone from
you.
the Grove.
I'm like, go pick up my parents. So then finally, I call my dad back again, and he's like, pero yo no sé. Ya, like an hour had passed from the first call. And I'm like, yo no sé qué está pasando, no sé. And I'm like, okay, tómame una foto de lo que tú ves alante de ti.
Okay.
And he sends a picture of what's across the street from Coral Gables Hospital. So I go to Google Maps, Street View.
Okay.
And I'm like, that building is not in front of Coral Gables Hospital, the building that he sent me. It's not.
Where was he?
And I'm like, where are you? And there is no other building that looks similar to this. He's like, you're in Coral Gables Hospital. And I was like, but you're not. This huge office building that's called like Nando or something is not in front of Coral Gables office. So I'm like, se me encendió el bombillo. I'm there on Google Maps. So I'm like, let's go down La 37, Douglas Road. 1 block.
Was he by the urgent care?
2 blocks. 3
Beamsville?
blocks. 4 blocks. 5 blocks. 6 blocks. I find the building. He was at the doctor's office. That's where he was. But that doctor probably works for Coral Gables Hospital. But he was at the doctor's office.
Not Coral Gables
Not
Hospital.
Coral Gables Hospital. He was 6 blocks away from Coral Gables Hospital.
Okay.
And I'm like, pero papá, tú no estás en el hospital Coral Gables. Pero ¿quién dijo que no? And I'm like, pero tú ves ahí. I was like, déjame preguntarte.
In his defense, he had cataracts.
Wait, but let me tell you, let me ask you something. Déjame preguntarte algo. El edificio en que tú estás es un hospital. Ah, bueno, no. Estos son las consultas. And I'm like, it's not. When you start peeling the layers,
Right.
I'm like, ah, bueno, no. Esto no es el hospital. Pero tú me has estado diciendo a mí hace
Right.
una hora que tú estás en la puerta de adelante de Coral Gables Hospital.
That's great.
And then he found the guy who actually found them couldn't find them because he was standing in front of the door facing Douglas, right? 37th Avenue, which is a big thoroughfare, right? And the guy couldn't find him. The guy was like texting me because it's on my Uber account.
Sí.
The guy was texting me. He's like, oye, yo no encuentro a esta gente. And I'm like, señora, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde usted está? And he's like, you're in la 37 y la 62, I think it was. Literally the intersection. He's like, yo no los veo. And I call my dad. And I'm like, ¿a dónde tú estás? No, yo estoy en la puerta aquí adelante de la 37. And I'm like, pero papá, él no puede parar el carro en el medio de la 37. Y goes, no, yo pensé que ellos me iban a ir a buscar a mí aquí en la acera. And I'm like, no, they don't come in a rickshaw and take you over to the Uber. You got to get to a place where they could pick you up. And then you hear my mom in the background. Yo te lo dije que ellos no iban a parar aquí
Well,
en medio de esa calle.
But that is, you know what? I'm going to stick up for your mother now because, you know, as you told me the other day, your mother has become quite the expert at Uber.
So last week we had a little bit of a family emergency, and for 3 or 4 days, my mom had to go to my house to take care of my kid. So, and just again, I didn't have enough time to go pick her up, her take 5 hours going to the bathroom to come to my house, which has 3 bathrooms. And I'm like, Mom, I'm just going to Uber you. I'm going to Uber. And the first day, she's like, ay, sola. And I'm like, yes, sola. And she's like, ay, y si es un hombre raro? I'm like, do you want me to get you Uber woman?
Yeah, there's an option now.
So she comes, the first day she comes, she's like, ay, qué conveniente es eso, ¿verdad? And then She came 3 days. All 3 days, she knew the life story of the Uber driver. The life story. Ay, no, porque llegó de Cuba hace 4 años y se mantiene trabajando Uber. Entonces la otra, no, es que eres the other guy who picked up another day. No, porque mira, él está retirado, pero no le dan suficiente para el retiro. So él dice que él hace unas horitas de Uber todos los días y así se gana un dinerito. Él se llama Raúl. Like she knows it.
Your mother's a pro now. Your mother's on the Uber tip.
But I could hear her in the background telling my dad, yo te lo dije, que no iban a parar ahí en el medio de la calle, pero ¿cómo tú crees que van a parar en medio de la calle? And then my dad, I'm like, Dad, take a picture of the street sign. He's like, yo no puedo porque tengo ganas
that's true.
de catarata. And then my mom doesn't even know how to turn on the phone, let alone find the camera. So this was like literally un arroz con mango. Like, yeah, that was my
I also
morning.
just want you to think about if I had gone to pick up your parents, your mother would have had to get in the back of the truck.
I was thinking that too. I was like, coño, where is this phone gonna put them? I was like, she'll manage.
She'll be fine. You know what? You know what the thing with your mother is? I could see her already. Like, okay, yes, there are little jump seats, but I mean, she's not big, so she'd be fine. But she would probably be like, ay, tú sabes que esto está más cómodo de lo que yo pensaba.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That would be her takeaway. She's like, vaya, no para un viaje largo, pero para resolver
No
esto
para
está
resolver
bastante
así.
bien.
She was, she'd be like, there's an apartment in here. Like, yeah. Yeah. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Cuban seniors that don't fit with technology.
Oh God, it's funny.
No, but that was my mistake for not asking him that simple question. All my years of litigation training should have,
and knowing your parents.
Pero papá, tú estás en un hospital. Ah, bueno, no.
Right, but what are you going to? How would you assume that?
And with the certainty that he's like, no, yo estoy en el Cora Gable Hospital.
Okay,
yo estoy aquí en la entrada de
right,
Cora Gable Hospital. And I'm like, but are you?
No, it's not.
6 blocks away.
Yeah.
Ah, bueno, no, es que estas son las consultas de los doctores. Esto es una catarata, eso te lo hacen outpatient, you know?
Yeah. Ahorita they do it at your house.
Ahorita they'll do it in a food truck.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll up cataracts. Need a cataract surgery? Have no time? We'll come to you. With our rolling cataract.
Like those the trucks that do the grooming for the dogs.
Eso
mismo. You sit in the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm. Eso mismo. Yeah. I'm surprised somebody hasn't had a portable massage one.
Well, eso puede traer muchos problemas.
That could turn into another line of work.
Yes, that could be another portable business.
Okay.
Yes.
Moving right along.
Yes.
So there is a topic that I really wanted to bring up because this is going to be great back and forth conversation. And Junior, I need you on deck here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're being tagged in.
So there was a hold on, I wanna make sure I got it right. There was a post this week by this place called the Bleacher Report, which went city by city to rank the 4 best athletes of all time of each city. Of any sport, whether it be any other professional sports, whether it be hockey, baseball, football,
it wasn't parsed out. It was just best
every
athlete.
city, like New York, these are the 4 best athletes of all time.
Okay.
LA, these are the 4 best 4. Junior, I want you to see.
Default to you, my
it's
friend.
your Mount Rushmore. Okay. That's what it was.
Okay, that's
the Bleacher Report, Mount Rushmore of
best athletes by state.
Yeah. So the question is, if we were to do a Mount Rushmore of the best athletes throughout the professional sports in Miami of all time, who would be on your Mount Rushmore? 4 of them.
Now, this is greatest athlete to play in Miami, or
yes,
greatest...
for Miami of all time.
That makes it tougher, man. That makes it tougher.
I'm going to tell you, tell me your 4, tell me your 4, I'll tell you my 4, and then I'll tell you the 4 that they put.
Okay. See, I know less athletes, so if you want me to go first, because I think mine will be quicker. I feel like because you're really thinking about it, whereas
I'm taking it way too critical.
Yeah, and yours is probably going to be more accurate than mine, right? Mine is going to be kind of, well, duh, right? So I will go with Dan Marino. For basketball, well, I know it doesn't matter, but I'm gonna go with Alonzo Mourning, Dwayne Wade, and then the fourth one, you know what? I'll go with Livan Hernandez, just because sentimental reasons of our post.
Okay. Actually, those are pretty good. Yeah. Those are pretty good. So I would have in.
See, look, I know.
In my Mount Rushmore of the 4 top athletes of all time for Miami professional sports teams, I would definitely have Wade. I've said this. A lot of people have said this. Yeah, LeBron contributed a lot to the Heat, but to me, the 2006 championship, that finals, that is the one that meant the most. I will put Wade. I will put definitely Dan Marino. I would either put Mike Lowell or Gary Sheffield up there.
Oh, Sheffield. Okay.
And yeah, Mourning. Those are I know that's technically 5, but those who I would put on my Mount Rushmore. How about you, Junior?
Again, we
gave you time.
Yeah, it's very difficult for. So, I'm a Heat fan. Okay. There's a Haslam jersey right here over my shoulder. He's my favorite Heat player of all time, but I'm not going to put him on that as the Mount Rushmore. I would say the best athlete that ever wore a Heat uniform is LeBron James, but the overall tenure and stuff that would get the Miami rep and everything has to be Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Baseball, I would go either Pudge because of the impact.
That's a good one.
And talent, but I feel like it's Jeff Conine's called Mr. Marlin, but I feel like Mike Lowell really, I don't know, just embodies more of it. Hockey, probably Roberto Luongo or Barkov, because that's the captain per se. Football, Dan Marino or Jason Taylor, maybe.
Yeah, Taylor's a good one.
So I know I gave like 1 or 2 answers for each sport, but final answers: Dwayne Wade, Mike Lowell, Barkov, JT.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Ones.
All good. Choices.
So according to the Bleacher Report,
God,
the top 4 all-time Miami athletes are from hockey that you said.
Alexander Barkov.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Jason Taylor,
Oh shit.
LeBron, and Wade.
What?
Junior, did you write this article? Because you were the closest.
No Dan Marino.
There is.
Yeah, but no football.
But I'm gonna tell you some.
And we're called
Jason
a football
Taylor,
town, basically.
Jason
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah, sorry.
Jason
No
Taylor was on
baseball.
No baseball.
But no baseball. But here, so I went through all the cities. I'm gonna tell you right now why that is bullshit. They didn't have Michael Jordan in Chicago.
Really?
They didn't have Joe Montana in San Francisco or the Bay Area. I'm like, wait, what? So
what did they base their?
That is the thing. I wanted to see what they based their.
Because they were lumping everybody together. So what
they
basis?
based it in, because there are players that stat wise blow everybody out of the water, but what impact did they have in the sport? Right. That's the way that I see it. Right. What impact?
Well, how are they
have,
defining greatest?
Right. What impact did they have in the sport that makes them like legendary? Because really, sports is all about legacy, right? I mean, that's why numbers matter in sports, because it's about legacy. So, how important are those numbers, and what impact did you have to create a general legacy, right? Because you can make the argument that Dan Marino doesn't have a ring, which he doesn't. But does that make him any less important to the legacy of football in Miami?
Yeah, I would say no.
Right. The same with Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor was on that list. Jason Taylor doesn't have a ring with the Dolphins.
And yet he's on the list.
He's on the list.
Miami.
Now, I imagine that I don't know Jason Taylor's stats because I don't really follow football, but I imagine that he maybe has certain passes or whatever. You know, there must be some type of stat that put him on there. But when I saw other super legendary, iconic players not being put. Like you can't have a list of anything sports related and not include Michael Jordan.
No,
period.
You can't. I don't
Like,
care.
You
I don't.
can't.
Also, again, I go back to my question, because if you're comparing athletes across various sports, they don't have the same stats in each sport. So you can't, to your point, you can't just come in and talk about stats, because basketball stat is not the same as a football stat, is not the same as a baseball stat, is not the same as a hockey, golf. You know what I mean? So
but within
what are you
each
whittling it
respect-
down?
Which within each respective, respective metrics of each sport, right?
Right, but
because, for example, I'm glad he said Pudge. Would you agree with me, Junior, that Pudge is probably one of the most underrated baseball players ever?
I think so.
Probably.
Because Pudge, when people talk about great baseball players, rarely does Pudge get talked about. And Pudge played ball for like I don't know, it felt like an eternity. And I think that Pudge, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's one of the people that was in most teams. He was in the Yankees. He was in Detroit. He was in Miami. He was, where else was he? He was in Texas.
The Rangers, yeah.
In Texas. He was in another one. He was like in another random one. He played for like 5 or 6 teams. And that guy was freaking
Nationals.
The Nationals. I was like, and it was a curveball, no pun intended, in there somewhere. And when they say of all time, like, look, you can go back and talk about Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth. I'm even keeping it more contemporary, right? Ty Cobb in like the early 1900s in Detroit. You can name all those people. I'm even trying to keep it more contemporary. Like, again, not mentioning Dan Marino or that. So it's
20 years.
20
years in the league.
Yeah.
14-time All-Star.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you want?
I saw Pudge play for Detroit, for the Yankees, and for the Marlins. I saw him, yeah. He's a great ball player. Great. And, so listeners, what is your Mount Rushmore of best Miami athletes of all time?
Yep.
Leave it in the comments below. We want to hear that.
Yeah, that'd be a
Que
fun.
se fajen in the comments.
Yes, which we know y'all love to fight. It's a fight. Speaking of sports, World Cup final was this past week, and so congrats,
Que
España.
viva España.
I'm just glad Argentina didn't win. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna say,
Que viva España. Comer jamón serrano.
Can we? Ay, qué rico manchego. But can we talk about the first ever World Cup halftime show that gave it was wonderful. It gave nothing to no one.
Do you want me to tell you something?
It was not good.
I like the Muppets the best.
Well, yeah.
And we were talking about powerhouses there. Madonna, Shakira,
Well, I mean, if we're going to love anyone, it's always going to be the Muppets.
I mean,
the Electric Mayhem was playing.
Justin Bieber went out to give a sermon.
Okay.
At the end, the children with
Coldplay.
I was like, oh my God, more kids. Are they going to sing We Are the World?
It was not good. There was no cohesion to it. There was nothing to it. It's nice that Madonna walked she walked onto the pitch. And
Madonna had the best one.
It was live.
Like 90% of it was pre-recorded, and she literally just came outside and was like, "Music comes to people, comes together." Next,
that's it. It was Madonna walks onto the pitch. Paycheck. That's it. That was it. And then again, can we just stop bringing Bieber out during his like emo phase? Because we don't need that for a halftime show. Like look, if a white boy shows up with a guitar, just don't let him get on the stage. An acoustic guitar, it's not going to pick up the pace. Like there was nothing there. Like it just seemed rushed, and like there was no.
But we said this because first of all, I didn't even know Justin Bieber was going to be. I mean, that was a topic here on the show.
He was a late addition.
That was a topic here on the show.
Yeah,
that it was BTS, Madonna,
Shakira.
the Shakira, and the Muppets, and I'm
Coldplay.
Like, they have. When we talked about it, Coldplay wasn't even added yet.
Well, but Chris Martin was part of the promo video.
How are you going to have 11? It was 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
These 4 acts, which are 4 huge acts, how are you going to have them share the stage for that's like less than 3 minutes each?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a crazy idea.
And we're also talking about soccer, which does not pause for anyone.
Yeah.
So they're not going to let you build the stage.
I think that the fact that it's daytime.
I know you hated daytime.
I don't even like the
half.
halftime shows in daytime.
Yeah.
If I was a singer and they asked me to do the halftime show, I'm like, I'm not doing it on the West Coast.
Well, that's why Madonna just walked out.
yeah.
She didn't take off her glasses either.
Yeah.
She's just like, I'm going to pretend it's night.
Halftime shows are not good when they're during the day. They just aren't.
Yeah.
They aren't.
And you know I'm right about the Madonna thing because I always am.
What?
She was just like, if it's nighttime, I'm not performing.
So I'll perform inside the stadium in a car.
Yes. And
I mean, her part was good.
It was fun.
But it wasn't. But like, it was shot the Tuesday before.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. But we got Robbie singing with Laura Pausini and Nicole Scherzinger. So.
And Shakira's was good, but Shakira's was the same as everything else. Like, I don't know. It's just
there was nothing there.
And BTS sang Dynamite, which is their English songs are not as good. I understand that they weren't going to sing one of their Korean songs, but it was
but why not? World Cup is international.
Right, but whatever.
I get it, but why not?
Yeah,
I agree. This is the moment to do it.
So Shakira, no, if the same thing happens to them. BTS sang one of their English songs when their best songs are in Korean. Shakira sang one of her English songs, which her best songs are in Spanish.
Right.
But yeah, let's go with that.
And Madonna couldn't be bothered to stand with the children.
No, you know what's so
By
funny?
the time that thing was over, she was home.
You know what's so funny? I'm so glad you mentioned that because when the kids came out, I saw when Shakira kind of came in
Bieber,
there, and then Bieber and BTS was in the back. I'm like, Madonna's not joining that shit.
She's just like, driver. Like, let's go.
Like, she's not gonna perform some cheesy ass song with children with different colored T-shirts.
She barely performs with 30-year-olds. No, thank you.
I'm sorry. This is gonna offend a lot of people. I'm a parent, so whatever, I could say it. I think kids singing in unison and like that type of stuff is so cringe.
Yeah.
When Tristan would have to in school sing in unison with like the whole grade,
Like the Christmas pageants. And
not even the Christmas ones, when it was like, because at least the Christmas ones have a theme.
Okay.
Right? When it would be like just some melodramatic, I believe the children are future. I'm like, oh my God. One time they did Butterfly Kisses, and you know how I feel about that song.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance.
It's up there for you.
I apologize in advance.
It's on Tristan's playlist.
It is not, and I have not said it.
Well, he's going to hear this
I apologize in advance to any listener or viewer I may offend, but I think Butterfly Kisses gives me cavities just listening to it. I can't with that song, how cheesy it is. And again, I apologize if that reminds anybody of their deceased father or they danced it
with their
in
daughter.
their wedding.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but it was terrible.
I love how he's like, you're almost off mic. You're just like, it's so bad.
Because it is. Are you going to sit there and tell me?
It is not good. No, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that because I'd be lying through my damn teeth.
Because you know what? There's some cheesy songs. Like, look, you know, something I think is kind of cheesy, but I kind of like is the Shania Twain one that was played at every wedding. From this moment.
Right.
The song is kind of cheesy,
right?
But it's good. It's good.
It's kind of sweeping,
and I actually like the duet version.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's some cheesy songs that are good, but you know,
it's okay.
That's like, you know, what pisses me off about Michael Jackson's halftime show.
You've said this several times on this show, but go ahead.
Michael Jackson's halftime show, which is considered the best halftime show. Do you know what pisses me off about? But what pisses me off about that halftime show is that halftime show was like, 11, 12 minutes? And like 7 of those minutes were to heal the world. To heal the world. Like, he has a catalog of the greatest songs of all time. We got a little bit of Jam, a little bit of Billie Jean, a little bit of Black and White. Just a snippet. No, but we get all 7 minutes, an extended chorus of Heal the World with a speech in the middle. I mean, really?
Like, why?
Like, why?
Why?
Especially Heal the World. If you would have done Free Willy, I would have been like, okay.
So you're okay with Free Willy?
I'm okay with Free Willy.
Okay.
Will You Be There is a better song than Heal the World.
Yeah.
Or if you would have done Man in the Mirror. Look, Man in the Mirror is a preachy song that is great. That's a great song. Yeah. Right?
Okay.
But we
Heal the World. Yeah, I'm well, okay, we know how I feel about children singing in songs. Because we know I am not a fan of that. Do they know it's Christmas?
I think the best song that has children singing in it is Toy Soldiers by Martika.
You want to know why? Okay, hold on.
It's good.
You know what?
A great song.
First of all, way to bring up someone else on Kids Incorporated in one episode.
Left, right, left.
Okay.
We all fall down.
You know why it works? I will tell you why it works. I have no scientific reasoning for this.
Why?
Because that song is about heroin, right, usage and drug usage.
Okay.
The children singing comes across as kind of creepy and haunting.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to sound cheery and upbeat.
Right.
So it kind of just leans into that whole thing of like why you really don't like to hear like disembodied laughter of children.
Yes.
Because it freaks you the fuck out in a horror movie. I think that's why it works.
Right. Maybe.
Yes.
Junior, what is... Do you like Butterfly Kisses, Junior?
My favorite kid singing song is Another Brick in the Wall.
Okay, but that one is a similar vibe.
But that works. That's a similar
similar
Toy
vibe.
Soldiers vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's cheesy song I go back and forth with on Wind Beneath My Wings? Like, I don't want to hate it, but I kind of do. But I don't want to hate it. Because it's Bette Midler, it's Beaches.
You know why that song, the reason that song kind of saves itself for me is because it is Bette Midler.
Yeah.
And it's not even because Bette Midler, she has a beautiful voice. And it's just not because Bette Midler can also be such a body, like raunchy, old Jewish woman that it's like, she's allowed that one.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's not as bad as Butterfly Kisses. But
No,
then again, what is worse bad?
Is that Diane Warren?
Butterfly Kisses?
No, Chico, the Wind Beneath My Wings.
I don't know. But, so I kind of don't want to hate it, but it's a little cheesy too.
It's a little cheesy, but it's just different cheesy.
Yeah.
There's also played out cheesy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So
I wonder what songs do you find cheesy, pero primos? Let us know that too.
do you know what I want to be a trivia question?
Wait, do children sing in Spanish songs? I can't think of like a Spanish language song that has like that similar.
I'm sure a Cuatro Cuarenta song has children singing.
Yeah, that sounds like something Juan Luis Guerra would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move right along.
Wait, you were going to say something.
What was I saying?
You barely started and then I talked about Spanish language children
That's because you
singing.
interrupted me and now I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So, anyway, yes, Butterfly Kisses.
Butterfly Kisses.
For everything I've done wrong, I must have done something right to have butterfly kisses every night. It's like, oh God.
You know the lyrics
Give
way
me
more than
a
I
root
do.
canal. Like,
I only know like maybe a line or two of the chorus.
and I love how my assistant in my office, she'd be like, oh my God, I love that song so much. I'm like, shut the front door. I'm like,
Qué canción más linda.
no, that'd be my mom.
That would be your mom.
No, my mom loves Hero.
Really?
My mom loves Hero. Mariah's Hero, she loves it.
That doesn't surprise me. But really? Like
Just like there's another Mariah song that not as many people know. Whenever You Call.
Yes.
You know, whenever you call starts with a piano.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many times I play that song or I play Different Corner by George Michael. That starts dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun. Every single time, my mom will be like, ay, qué linda esa canción. Like she's saying it for the first time ever.
Well, she's consistent.
Yeah, qué linda esa canción.
If nothing else, she is consistent.
Yeah. Oh my God. The other day, I saw it was something I think that Only in Dade posted, but it was a news story of somebody that they arrested. And his name was his first name was Yomichel.
Yomichel.
Yomichel. And somebody in the comments was like, oh no, not the Cuban being named after George Michael.
Oh, wow. Oh, you know that's
for
exactly
sure.
what it is.
For sure. That's
Yo
how
Michael.
Yo Michael is George Michael. Yo Michael is George Michael. For sure. For sure.
If I wasn't sitting, I'd be on my ass right now.
Yo Michael. With a Y, of
That
course.
was wonderful.
With a Y.
Oh, well, I mean, what else? Are there any other letters in Cuba?
No. Y.
Y. The Greek I.
Yo Michael.
Yo Michael.
I would love to know what his parents' favorite Yo Michael song is. Probably Careless Whisper, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't bopping to, later George Michael.
No, they're not fans of Fast Love.
No. What is that?
They don't even go outside.
No, they like Wake Me Up Before You Go. They like the wham stuff, thinking that Yo Michael.
Right, and listen without prejudice. That's
No.
Well, because
I
that's
don't even think they go into Freedom. No.
You don't think so?
No,
Faith?
no. Faith, yes. The guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm
But
thinking.
that's it.
That's what I'm thinking. That era. That's
Yeah.
where it ends.
But they don't like Kissing a Fool, George Michael.
No. Después que explotó la guitarra, no.
No. Yo Michael.
Yo, Michael. Wow. And you know the funny thing is that when I see that spelled out, if I'd seen it spelled out, I wouldn't have made that connection. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is when phonetics comes in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's some first gen phonetics too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
It's also, if you're dyslexic, you're just reading Michael Yo's name,
Oh, yeah.
famed comedian and
maybe they named them after
Y100.
Michael Yo. Maybe.
But they have a learning disability.
Right,
So they
maybe Michael Yo's name came up somehow in Cuba. And digo, ay, tú sabes que fuera lindo
ponerlo al revés.
poner al revés los nombres. Yo Michael.
I put nothing past our people.
No.
At all. Junior,
No.
there may be more credence to what you just said than the initial George Michael belief.
I mean, listen, we make fun of the Cuban names all the time, but the amount of creativity that takes.
100%.
I mean, they all have A's in creative writing.
I mean,
The greatest one I've heard of or I've seen was Onedoyar.
Wait, you've told me this one.
Onedoyar in Cuban. Somebody named Onedoyar in Cuban.
Okay, so that's one.
Onedoyar.
$1.
$1. Onedoyar.
See, it took me a second because initially my brain went to Y, even though my last name starts with double L.
Yeah. Onedoyar. And then, of course, there's the classic ones.
Usnavi,
Usarmi. Umarine.
Usmail,
Yane. Yuleiki. Yudeiki.
Jessica.
Were people getting some type of compensation from the Ys?
Apparently in Cuba, Y is always a
Well,
vowel.
actually, listen.
Not
no. Do
sometimes.
you know that there is a reason behind that?
Well, it's because they didn't allow American names.
Right, and it was an act of rebellion, of silent rebellion by Cubans.
So they basically Cubanized American names.
Like, I know it's funny to make fun of.
Right. That's why Michael is Maykel.
Right,
It's
but
Michael.
it was actually sort of like a silent protest that people had of, as you said, certain names that you couldn't name your kid, so they would go around the spelling. But man, does it...
They really
opened up that door.
Yeah, they were like they found they love the letter Y.
Yeah. No, but it's like, how many names can you come up with the letter Y?
Maybe it's like a national competition.
I think we should try it. Okay, in 5 seconds.
How many can we come up? Wait, are we making up names or are we?
I mean, because these names have some type of.
Well, because they run the gamut, right? Like you have your juniors.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. 5 seconds.
Wait, 5 seconds? Okay,
10 seconds.
Let me put the timer. Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. Okay. Go.
Yandel, Yuniel, Yudeiki, Junior, Yuhlady, Yuneiki, did I say Yulis lady?
No, that's it. That was 10 seconds.
Oh man, I had so many other Ys. Okay.
Am I gonna
10 seconds.
Am I gonna go? Okay. Well, time me.
Okay.
Okay.
10 seconds. Go.
Junior, Julie, Jessica, Yasmel, Yaniel, Yusiel, Yamile.
Time.
Damn it.
You went through half my family. I was thinking, check. first 3 seconds. Union. Union. You want to give us your best wise?
You're up. You're up, sir.
Seconds?
You are playing this game. All right, let me know when you're ready. And go.
Junior, Yonder, Yamile, Yurislasi, Unieki, Yarislovsky, Unitis, Yaripapis, Yuri, Yaritis,
I want you to keep going because these are great.
Yareskis, Yabaso.
Time.
You know what the best part about yours is, Junior? That you tapped into the Russian element, which we did not.
The amount of times that I've met someone like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time I've met a Unieki, a Yareki, a Yalisieski, a Uniskeski, a Uniskis. It's not Uniskeskis. What?
Oh, God. That was great.
Okay. Put in the comment
DJ's
section.
family.
Put in the comment section. What is your favorite Y name? Cuban Y name.
Cuban Y name.
That's gonna be interesting.
I hope that is interesting. And also, hi, Darian's family.
Hola, mi primo. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. I don't even know what minute are we on. I don't even know what minute we're on.
It's more than you think, but less than you feel.
Okay, I like that.
We also didn't talk about Usnavi and Usmail.
No, we did. We did.
Well, yes, we did because
those were the
those are
classic
the
ones.
U's. Those are
Okay.
U's.
Those were the classic
Yes,
ones.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I
But
started with
I was
Oneloya.
just saying not Y. So
No,
that
not
being
Y.
not Y.
No,
Cloud
No,
Y.
not Y.
Yeah.
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 Okay, that was a real.
That's 100%. That's the real. We even end with a shout out to your family. Like, what?
No, you know what you should do? You know what
You should show the family pictures of them.
A picture of all
Their
your
names
cousins
pop
that come
up. Their names pop up.
No, what is when you say the name?
Ding and the face.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the one that obviously is not my family, you just put the name. But when it's my family, you put the picture.
I should say like actual Yasmel, actual Juliet.
Oh, wow. You were obviously thinking of my family for real.
I mean, I was, but I wasn't. It's just they were there. It just
Because you know all of them.
that's why I just plucked it out from
The
memory.
subconscious is strong with that one.
This is yes.
I love, speaking of Junior, but not of Junior.
Okay.
How
Junior.
How in the holy trifecta of Caribbean people, being Dominicans, Cubans, and Puerto Ricans, we all have our brand of Junior. Porque a los dominicanos les encanta el Junior.
They do.
Y a los puertorriqueños también. And we have one here right here.
We have our own specimen of Junior here.
Mira, they freaking like Junior.
They do. Well, who doesn't love Junior?
But it's always like, Junior!
And that is such an American word. It's not even a name, right? It's such an American word. And yet you're right. In the Caribbean, everybody just
And most of them are probably not calling them because they're the second.
correct.
They just like
It's
Junior.
because it's the sun. That's
Junior.
it. It's just the sun. So
Junior.
you're Junior. Yeah. You know, the other day, Junior said his actual name and it caught me off guard.
Wait, what's your actual name?
Nope.
Okay, well, they'll be off screen.
Yes.
Yep.
Because I was like, wait a minute, it's not Junior. Like, it's like in my mind, it's Junior.
It's probably like Heriberto. Heriberto Alonso.
Oh. Yeah, it totally did catch me off guard when I heard like your real name.
Yeah.
I was like, no. You're
Does
Junior.
anybody call you by your real name?
Every once in a while, my parents, but even they call me Junior a lot too.
But they've been calling you Junior since you were a baby?
No, I named myself Junior.
You did?
You did?
Yeah.
But how old?
You're the rare person who gave herself a nickname.
Yeah. I was about 5 or 6 years old. It was my first baseball team. And The clue that I will give is that I have a very, very, very common Spanish name. And I wanted some distinction. And the other clue that I will give is that my first two initials are JR. So I'm named after my father. My first two initials are JR. Hence why Junior already made sense to me. And I was playing baseball. My favorite baseball player was Ken Griffey Jr. I'm left-handed. He's left-handed. Junior. Rule of threes. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I was done. I started telling everyone on the team, hey, what's up? My name's Junior. I am Junior. I am Junior.
Okay.
And then my mom the first time said, we have a new kid on the team? Junior?
Wait, and
Ese no es el nombre que yo le puse a él. Yo le puse a él.
wait. And all your tias and abuelos and all that, they went along with this?
No, they
resisted?
So there's a family nickname for me.
Oh, of course.
okay.
Of course.
So
okay, yes.
They don't call me by
What's
my
your
real
family
name.
They probably call him
nickname?
like a niño.
Chatico.
Chatico.
There we go.
I am
you
hijo
are-
de Chati.
Well, I'm Ismaelito.
I'm Tati and Tato. Everybody calls me Tati and Tato.
Yeah.
Except my parents. But
Except-
everybody
right,
else
right,
calls
right,
me Tati and Tato. You're Chatico.
Hijo de Chati.
Hijo de Chati.
That's why, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's its own version of Junior.
Right.
I've always been a junior, no matter what.
Yes, and for those of you wondering at home, Junior's real name is Jackson Ronaldo.
I was thinking Jose Luis Rodriguez, el Puma. Can you say Jose
He
Luis?
takes off a mask.
Can you
It's
say
like, surprise.
And he takes it off and he goes, chévere, que chévere, que chévere, que chévere. Can you say Jose Luis Rodriguez without saying El Puma?
I don't think we're allowed.
You have to pay a fine.
Yeah.
Have you ever stopped to think about that his nickname is the Puma?
The Puma. It's not even Puma.
It's El Puma.
It's the Puma.
When I was a kid, I thought it was Espuma.
Hi, I'm Jose Luis Rodriguez Foam.
Oh, the little bubbles.
The
from,
bubble- the sperming bubbles.
With the smiley faces. I thought it was El Puma.
El Puma.
Yeah. You know why they call him El Puma, right?
Is it the hair?
Una novela que él hizo.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, era el protagonista and he played El Puma.
Wait, so he was basically that's
Black
that-
Cat. The legend says that Black Cat is
That-
about him. By Janet Jackson.
And in the movie Anchorman, Sex Panther is actually
That was where my mind went. Actually, it was like
Jose
Sex
Luis
Panther.
Rodriguez's scent, actually.
He still has the same hair, doesn't he?
He does. And he's like 80 and gone through chemotherapy, but he still has the same hair.
Well, I mean, Puma hair is notoriously thick.
No, he's in his 80s because he's like older than my dad.
I mean,
Yeah.
he has to be. I mean,
Yeah.
when we were kids, he was un señor.
Yeah. Bueno, no. He was 35 in the 80s.
Okay, well,
Because
But for
Julio
kids-
Iglesias.
but for kids,
Yeah, but
35
Julio
was-
Iglesias, when we think of Julio Iglesias in the 80s, he was in his late 30s, early 40s.
wow.
Yeah. Because he's like in his 80s now.
God, so many of these singers just look like rattan furniture.
Yeah. Yeah. Tú sabes que no tuvo 15. ¿Tú sabes quién era María Marta Serra Lima?
Wait, what?
¿Tú no sabes quién es María Marta Serra Lima?
I probably know her, but not by name.
María Marta Serra Lima, I think she was Argentinian. That she was a very large woman, but she used to sing very pretty ballads.
She was like the Maggie
But
Calais of her time.
but she always had like a pixie cut.
I don't know who this woman is.
Yeah, María Marta Serra Lima. She was a big deal.
Well, based on what you just
Do you
said.
remember? Do you remember who Libertad Lamarque was?
I know that name. I don't. I don't have a visual, but
I
Libertad
grew
Lamarque,
up. This is
I know
like
that
old
name.
school.
Yeah.
So Libertad Lamarque was a very, very famous singer and actress and vedette from like the 40s.
No one's a vedette anymore.
And I grew up always knowing about Libertad Lamarque. She would always be in La Liga contra el Cáncer. She would be in Sábado Gigante. And I always knew who Libertad Lamarque was, right? She was like my grandmother's age.
Okay.
I later find out that the woman that Eva Perón hated the most was Libertad Lamarque because she was Perón's lover.
Oh, I thought it's because she stole that soap sponsorship from her. Maybe. I mean, she's the real face of Zaz.
So not only was she his lover, but they also were like both actresses.
Right,
and
right. They were the same world. Yeah, yeah.
Scandalous.
Wait, is that who she says to not ask anymore?
I don't know.
What happens now?
Andrea Core? I know exactly what scene you're talking about. That's Libertad La Marque.
Libertad La Marque. It is
Andrea
now.
Core playing
It is
Libertad La
now,
Marque.
yes.
Oh my God, I never thought about that. You have to be about 91 to know that reference, but here we are. But here we are.
I didn't know that.
Libertad La Marque. Do you remember her, Junior? At least you remember the name?
Nope.
No, I remember the name.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I remember that.
My last stop was at Puma.
Puma. I remember that, like, towards the end of her life, she died, I think, in either the late 90s or the early 2000s. She would still go on Sábado Gigante and all that stuff, and she wouldn't even pretend to lip sync. She would just be like,
I mean, look, she outlived Eva Perón, so
who won that battle?
exactly at that last
But
laugh?
did she really want Perón?
I mean,
She was the one who won the Big Apple.
she did. She did. She's the one who wanted to go to Buenos Aires.
Not a good week to be in Buenos Aires.
No, just don't do it. Don't do it.
Why are such sore losers?
Because they think they're European. They're already annoyed about things.
But you know my whole thing about, I mean, look, I know it's
We're
like everything.
generalizing.
It's like everything, yeah, you know. But you know my whole thing with like them being like, oh, because we're European. So are all other Latin people.
Yeah.
You're either Black indigenous or European.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And the other countries didn't become a haven for Nazis. So
you know,
just saying.
Mexicans are Europeans, you know, Venezolanos are European. I mean, everybody comes from they're either Black, indigenous, or European.
So you're not indígena, like,
Right.
You're from Europe.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
They colonized.
whoop did he do?
Yeah. Good for you.
Like, now tell me, like, you know, si tú eres peruano, you know, your background is son japonés or
Right.
Chinese.
That
Oh,
is
okay,
something
now
yeah.
you're mixing it up. But unless it's that, you
You're
know,
European. Congratulations.
yeah, whoop-de-doo. You know,
Nobody's a vedette anymore.
no.
That's a career that doesn't exist anymore.
What exactly is it?
I'm not exactly sure, but like I know.
Isn't it like Kylie Minogue when she becomes a showgirl?
I don't know if that's the exact definition, but I know, like, for instance, Iri Chacon was over there, Charitín was over there.
Okay, I just saw, because you know how you love to rag on Madonna. I just saw the funniest reel that I saw, and I was going to send it to you. It was this video of in like the early 90s. I think it was during the erotica era. Somebody asked her about ABBA. She goes, ABBA? And she goes, oh, they're so boring. And then they cut to an interview she did when Hung Up came out.
Right.
And, you know, some years later. And the guy was like, oh, because obviously you were influenced by ABBA. She's like, oh my God, are you kidding? I love ABBA. And that makes me think of you. Because she will probably say something like, well, you know, in the first question, I didn't say I loved ABBA because I wasn't sure what he was referring to. And I thought he was talking about, you know, ABBA not performing. Right.
Yeah. You know, it just wasn't my sound at the time.
Right.
You know, I was concentrating on bedtime stories. So at the time, you know, I was more immersed in the urban underground of it all. You know, I was listening to a lot of like Africa Boombada.
Right. But then I was doing a little disco.
Right. And then, you know, I said, oh, yeah. I spent a lot of time in Sweden.
Do you know what is my favorite, and we'll go to Last Sodas now, favorite quote Madonna has ever given? What is your favorite quote Madonna's ever given? My favorite. I have one above all of them. And it's either you know.
You know what? I don't know that I have a favorite Madonna quote because I don't think of her in quotes. I think of her in moments. So
You don't have a favorite quote?
well, okay, wait. My favorite, I'm gonna get it wrong, but is the VMAs pre-show where Courtney Love is with Kurt Loder, and she's like, Courtney needs attention.
Yeah.
So
my favorite
for that whole moment,
favorite ever Madonna quote. It's either you know. Just give me a fan. You know what I'm talking about,
that was
right?
with Tabitha Soren, right?
No,
Wasn't that the interview with Tabitha Soren?
No. That was an interview she did. Her hair
was red,
no
reddish.
black. So it must have been like 2003, 2004. But that has made its ways online.
It's back, yeah.
Over and over again. I mean, obviously, I didn't see it when it came out. She's like doing like album promotion, and she's like, That's when she was British.
That's right.
And
Yes.
she was like, it's so hot, I can't even breathe. And then she just tells him, just give me a fan.
Nina, ironically, now she turns off the AC in all her shows.
I was like, listen, Bay City, Michigan.
right,
Like,
thank you. Yes.
just give me a fan.
Yeah, you were eating deep dish pizza till the other day. I'm
Like, it's fan.
yeah.
Fan.
Fan. Yeah, you're from the Midwest. They flatten every vowel.
Like, I crack up whenever that comes up in my algorithm. I think my phone hears me laughing, and they're like, "Okay, you haven't laughed in a while. Here you go." Like, just give me a fan. Like, if anybody, for anybody who hasn't seen it, just look up on YouTube or whatever. Madonna
for a fan. Yeah, asking for a fan.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh, she was probably menopausal." Because she looked hot. And yeah, she got the interviewer's notes.
The notes.
And she started fawning herself.
Fawning. She was fawning herself.
My favorite quote. Forgot the speeches that she has given.
No.
That's like, what's your favorite Fiona Apple quote? There's only really
There's
one.
only one. This world is bullshit.
Maya Angelou said. Maya Angelou probably was like, why does this white little girl keep referencing me?
Why is Punky Brewster talking about me? Like,
it's like, Fiona, what are you so mad about? You were 19 at the time. You won a VMA. You were a critically acclaimed artist. What are you so... Go have a pie.
You know what she should have had? She should have had a soda.
A soda. So my last soda goes to Fiona Apple.
For giving us a timeless quote.
I love Fiona Apple.
But that one album that the entire title was the damn song or a poem.
No, that was her second album.
Well, the one,
When the Pond.
the one album.
When the Pond, yeah.
Like, it was
That was a good album. She came out with an album like 3 or 4 years ago called "Let Out the Box Cutters."
Oh no!
It was really good.
Oh no, that doesn't sound like good advice.
No, but I like Fiona Apple.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Is she still upset?
I don't know.
But you listened to the album.
No. The album was about her being angry at men or whatever.
Okay, so the answer is yes. She's still upset.
Yeah. Just
Okay. Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. She has some really good lines. Before it ends, just tell me where to begin. That's a good line.
That is a good line.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so last soda time.
I'm thinking about that line. That is a good one. So do you want to go first?
It's not a good song, though.
Yeah.
Criminal. That's
is
a
a good
great song. And that's a good video.
No, it kicked off the entire Calvin Klein ad, basically.
Mark Romanek.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last soda goes to, I think I've given the last soda to this before, but here we go again because it ended this week. My last soda goes to just the vibes of the World Cup. Yeah. I have to tell you, I'm not into football. And I can't say I've been into previous World Cups.
Right.
I realize that this World Cup got more attention here because it was in the U.S., so it got a lot of coverage here. The games were live.
Right. The games were here in Miami, so specifically us also.
Yeah, and it was here. And just, I don't know, maybe also I think a lot of things coincided. I think the times we are living in, again, that it was here in the U.S., the time zones and all that it was just such good vibes. And I think we really needed right now with everything going on in the world and the political landscape and everything, we really needed sort of like a reset button to kind of like just find joy in something collectively, which we always talk about how like there's such little collective joy. Yeah. And there were still people online, spending millions of dollars on the World Cup. And I'm like, okay, people from around the world, from all cultures, colors, and countries are coming together, enjoying themselves, meeting each other, talking, forming community.
It's literally what we want.
It's helping the economy. It's helping the small business. You see, freaking Scottish people were in Little Havana. Latin people were going for Norway.
Right.
For Norway, right? Most people can't even find Norway on a map, but somehow we were going for Norway, right? Yeah. And just a lot of goodwill that happened. And it was really nice to see. It was really, really nice to see. And, and I've said this many times, I just think that sportsmanship and athleticism brings out the best in the human spirit. So it was really good to see. And I think I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, I get it. I get that. Like at the office, we even had the game playing in the background on the TV, and everybody would kind of stop and watch. And, it was just that feeling. Again, I don't watch football, but in those moments, you get caught up in it,
Yeah.
you know, and it just becomes a fun
You know
thing
that-
to do.
Tristan got really into it.
Really?
I don't know from where, because he had never expressed any interest in soccer, but he got really into it. I think because of the flags, because he's obsessed with flags.
Just having fun with flags.
Yeah. So, I mean, fun with flags is a lifestyle for him.
It is.
So, he got really into it. He was really rooting for Spain, like big time. And
He
he's
does
like,
love Manchego.
He's like, can we go to Spain? I'm like, sure, right now. Nos vamos a España. España española.
Now's the time to do it. Go have fun.
Castles. ¿Tú te imaginas haber estado ahí en la Plaza Mayor or in like La Puerta de Sol in Madrid when Spain won? That must have been crazy.
Once in a lifetime, I'm sure.
Crazy.
Yeah. 100%.
You know that one of my biggest bucket list moments and things I want to happen in my life is probably never going to happen. I had this like fantasy with one of my a close friend of mine that he's a big Yankees fan. And we used to go see the Yankees play in New York. Like I have this whole thing that like I want to be in Yankee Stadium at the bottom of the ninth game tied. You know, World Series against Boston in Yankee Stadium, seventh game, you know.
Like the down to the wire.
Yeah, like literally bottom of the ninth, the game is tied.
Right.
Last game of the series, the series is tied for the World Series in Yankee Stadium, and they hit a grand slam. That's all I want in this life.
I mean, it could happen.
Is that a lot to ask for, Junior?
Yeah, that's absolutely impossible because the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees play in the same league, so they can't play in the World Series against each other. So for sure,
Fuck
it's
them.
impossible.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, you know, things change.
No, but I just like when they lose.
No, I know, but I'm saying things change. Maybe
So
maybe they'll switch them up into different leagues and they can play
Yeah.
each other.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody will hear this podcast and do you that favor.
What?
You know, move them so they can play against each other.
Oh, I've been so rude to them when I've gone to see them play.
I'm sure they're okay.
Yeah. I was actually, you know what? The last time I saw the Yankees play the Red Sox in Fenway Park, I was really obnoxious. I will concede to that.
Yes.
I will concede to that. But anyway, okay, go.
Yes.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So my last one, I'm gonna keep it very short and sweet. I'm actually gonna kind of cross-pollinate one of our literally in this case sister shows, Primas pero not really. If you haven't caught it, I think they just finished, correct me if I'm wrong, Junior, they just finished their second season. But aside from the fact that my sister is one of the co-hosts, they actually just had one of their videos with the most viewers, 1,000 views, the actual video. So congratulations, ladies. That's actually a very big accomplishment. And so it's basically, so it's three ladies.
Well, I know what the podcast is about, but what the video?
Episode, well, I was saying what the show's about for those who don't know. It's three ladies who are, you know, all single mamas in different states of their stages of life, and they just talk about various different subjects. But this video in particular was they had a single dad come on, and so kind of talking about, like, you know, what it's like to be a single guy in the dating scene and this, that, and the other. And it also turned into it was their version, their reel posting this was their version of the Mario Lopez reel, in that the comment section just went insane, because essentially my sister said something to the effect of, like, you know, at our age, if you are single, if you're a guy, you're probably going to have to date a woman who has kids, because,
Yeah.
you know, she's like, at this point, there's only like 5 women out there at this age who don't have kids. So if they're not looking for you, you're going to have to. And that turned into a whole thing about, like, in the comment section about, like, no, because if you're, you know, don't date women who have kids, and why not? And again, we know what the comment section can become. But it translated into views for the actual episode. So, you know
what? That
Primas,
their
pero not
show, when they first came out with their show, I can't say that I thought I was their demographic.
Correct. Yeah.
But I actually find it really interesting.
Same.
I actually enjoy, and you know what I think it is, because they're all very, like, mature. They have, like, very rational takes on things.
Yeah.
You know? Because a lot of times when they're talking about the subject matter that they're talking about, whether it's men or women, they can be very unhinged about things, like very extreme, very like, you know, especially if they've gone through divorces and stuff like that. But I actually find myself that I'm like, like, watching it.
Yeah.
Which again, I didn't think I was gonna relate to this in any way,
Because
shape, or form.
On paper, it's not. Why would you?
Yeah.
But it's interesting, and they've also had they've had I don't know if it's a psychiatrist or a psychologist on. They've had teachers talking about like special kids with special needs. So I mean, they also, it's not just, to your point, 3 women who are now single with kids just being like men suck, type of thing.
Right.
It's
not
actual
that
conversations.
Not that knowing your sister, I thought it was gonna be that, but
but that's the knee jerk.
I didn't think I was gonna be, because obviously I saw the first episode to be supportive,
right?
But then I saw, or the first couple of episodes, I'm like, I'm kind of liking this.
You kind of kept watching it,
because they have very interesting takes, and they're all a little different. But I find myself agreeing the most with
Aisha,
the one with the long black hair.
The moderator.
To me, she's Meredith. She's
Meredith. She's the moderator. Absolutely.
She's Meredith.
Yeah.
But with the other two as well, with your sister and all that, because your sister says some things that I'm like, yep, I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
You make a lot of sense. So okay, well, that's a good one. Congrats to them.
Yeah.
So. Okay, well, we hope you listened, laughed, and learned. And as always, remember to grab your croqueta, your pastelito, and your oh my gosh,
your cafecito.
I have to tell you something that happened this weekend.
Okay, we were almost out of the episode.
Shout out to Steven, who's not going to watch this, but I'm going to give him a shout out. So he had croquetas.
Yes,
because he loves croquetas.
Well,
he's not Latino.
He's only human.
Do you know what he did to the croqueta? He added ketchup.
I mean, I did that as a kid.
I was like, you are insult. My ancestors are rolling in their grave right now at the fact that you added ketchup to a freaking croqueta.
Yeah.
But he did. And he added some other hot sauce to it too. And I'm like, what?
No.
Yeah.
Mustard is okay.
An aioli, maybe.
Well, because a croqueta preparada has mustard in it.
But if you want to get the croqueta experience, you don't add sauce to it.
You eat it.
Right? You add a little sauce to it. Like if you go to the croqueta, that they have more out of the box flavors.
That's different. But if we're talking about your traditional ham, like sandwich offers the garlic aioli, which is delicious, but I don't like to mix it.
The only thing you add to a croqueta is lime. Limon. That is the only thing. O una galletita de soda.
But that's not adding it. That's,
right. That's that's your method. Some people it's not. Sometimes I just have the soda cracker as a crispy little snack.
I do too.
Yeah, and then I have the croqueta.
Like saladito.
Yeah. And I have it first because I want to leave the best for last.
Duh.
Yeah. So you don't need the delicious croqueta. I was like, I'm having an export soda.
Export soda.
How do you eat your croqueta? Ketchup.
That's weird.
Ketchup. So anyway, everybody have a great weekend, and we will. Did I say everything I needed to say?
Sure.
Have a great weekend, and see you next week.
All right. Bye, gente.